today I was sitting in the corner like I usually do, and I was having a wonderfully deep meditation, and suddenly I feel someone, touching me, and I open my eyes. I don't have my glasses, so like everything's a blur, and there's Seema Aunty saying, "Come on out, you're going to do the satsang today." And any concentration or anything I had, any shred of meditation just flew out of my head. I'm like, what? She said, "You're doing it, and you're going to, you're not saying no." So I said, all right. So I'm like still trembling. So I was sitting in the corner. And then I said, okay, now just grow up, suck it up, grow up. And then I'm so grateful to you, because it really helped me focus on the last 2 years that I've been coming here. And it encapsulated for me what my journey has been. And it has been so beautiful. If I start crying, I mean, it's out of the beauty of it all. My sister, I'm lucky. In fact, I'm really lucky today because I have my sister, her daughter, and my son, all 4 here. So we're lucky we're blessed to have come from a blessed family, happy family. We have the blessings of our ancestors, my family, very spiritual. So there's never been a thirst. There's always been blessing on us, and we're used to it. We're used to all that. Then a couple of years ago, my sister was going through some issues, and she said, "Come on, we're going, and you're coming with me." So I said, all right, so let's go. And we went, and we sat. And I'll tell you what I liked was the discipline. And for 2.5 hours, there was no phone, no talking. And it started off that way, that you sit there and you focus on yourself and on your breathing, or whatever. And I also like that there was no, I like the fact that it said Guruji, It wasn't a name as such. That when we started off, like I said, our family guru and everything. So I didn't feel compelled when I first came here that I had to focus on this picture or this image, and without my glasses I can't see anything in any case. So all I could focus on was my breath, and I liked the feeling we got. Then we continued, and then at that point my sister said, if something happens, Nandita, we're going to come here regularly. We start off once a month. And if it happens in like 2 days, we're going to come back. And I'm like, oh my God, Aksh, are you sure about this? And she said, let's see what happens. And within 3 days, if I'm not mistaken, she was like, Nandi, there's something here. I'm telling you, there's something here. I said, all right, then, in for a penny, in for a pound. You said we're going every month. I'm coming every month. But that night, that first day we were here, there's langar, and I'm pre-diabetic, and there's chai with sugar in there, and then there are 2 rotis, and there's dal and mithai. I'm like, Aksh, my sugar levels are going to kill me tomorrow, I'm telling you. Next morning, my sugar levels have never been so good. I even called her up, I don't know if she remembers. I'm like, this is really freaky, but my numbers are really low. All right, I'm coming with you. So, I've been trying to come here as often as it happens. And then, but then I come here, and then over time, everyone's telling me, I hear, I smell roses, I see it in the roti, and I'm like, I don't see anything. I don't smell anything. In fact, once I think I got a little whiff of rose, and I got so scared. I said, Guruji, it's okay. I'll take your presence as is. But that also allowed me to see that there is divinity and his presence in everything. And I got to the point that anything happens, I'm like, Guruji, if I'm supposed to be doing this, you better straighten it out. And you do this, and I find that, there is an awareness every day, not just every day, but every second of our actions. And I've taken to, in the morning, the first thing I do is I go on the group chat and I say Jai Guruji, because in my mind I feel that, sort of that's centering me. And then, while getting ready, I listen to Shukar Kara. So again, it puts me in that level, and every time I pay attention, I understand one more phrase out of it. And like you said, your intro just now just encapsulated everything. Because even in goodness and in bad or anything, when you have gratitude, it comes out. And I've been seeing it throughout my journey. And I better not go on and on because it's too much to say. So I feel that the presence, so it doesn't matter to me if I don't get a smell or I don't get a fragrance. It doesn't matter, because divinity is being, is blossoming around, inside me, outside me, and I don't need any external validation to know that I'm not alone. And then, so that is in my daily thing, and it's come to like, if I'm driving and I'm coming down the turnpike and I'm like, Guruji, if you want me to be there today for the satsang, I'm stuck in traffic, you better get me home by 6 o'clock. And I mean, you could call it coincidence, you can call it whatever you like. And then suddenly the turnpike is wide open and I'm just flying back home, and we can leave home, after by 6:15. And it's really a beautiful thing. Then coming to today, right? My son turned 21 on Friday, my birthday tomorrow, and I wanted to come, and today is a day I work. And I was like, my new schedule does not allow me to come for satsang. I mean, I was feeling incomplete. 2 days ago, my training department calls up and says, do you want to go for this training? It's from Tuesday to Friday, but you could exchange and take any day you want. You want to take a Sunday off? I'm like, oh my God, yeah, give it to me. And here I am. And then I asked my son, you want to come for satsang? He says, yeah. She says, yeah, I'm coming. And things like that. And I come, you sit here, and I just stroll into the room, and I get a chance to do a little seva, just snipping off the stems of the flowers. But I was saying, oh my God, this is cool. And I like that. And then you ask me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm completely blown away. But one thing I have to share, in addition to everything else, is that I work for an airline, and I can travel, fairly easily. So, but every time I travel, I get, stuck at in a not so happy seat at the back in the middle. So one day I had this thing, I'm like, come on Guruji, come with me. So I, put a little swaroop in the bag, and I told, I said, Guruji, you're dressed like that. You don't want to be sitting in the middle seat. You're so nicely dressed and silk. And can you please make sure that if we travel comfortably? Again, coincidence you may call it anything. I've been getting business class ever since. And every time I say, Guruji, we are traveling now, let's go. Along he comes, so I am thankful. And at every point it is there. What I've realized is, again, that my life hasn't changed. It was always blessed. It has deepened, and I'm like, mentioned that there's divinity, that awareness has grown, and I think that deepness and that brings contentment and happiness. So, Jai Guruji.